Watkins Street, right outside of the Lodge at Elizabeth. Some beautiful old buildings here. Well, we're about to get onto the double-decker red bus and go on a city tour of Hobart. It's featuring one of our favorite comedians.
My name is John. We're heading from the southern part of our circle today, heading to start with down to an area called Sullivan's Cove. Directly ahead of us, Sullivan's Cove has taken some great changes in the last 8 to 10 years or so, after being a fairly busy little working port. Now today, it has really become the focal point of the town. Many of the former warehouses have been demolished. Derwent River Cruises, operators of lovely luxury catamarans. Not only do you see what's on top of the water, but also what's underneath as well. The vessels are fitted with underwater cameras. There's a lovely old green harbour ferry coming on our left-hand side called the Cartilla. It's the country's oldest continually licensed passenger vessel. That was built at a place called Battery Point back in 1912. It was originally built as Hobart's Customs House back in the 1830s, becoming Tasmania's Parliament with the first city back in 1901. Beautiful grounds ahead of Parliament House. When it was used as a customs house, any contraband that came into the island, mainly rum, was housed here before it was distributed throughout the colonies. Rum back in the 1820s and 30s was the main form of currency here in Van Diemen's Land. Just beyond today, they're hosting some very nice little crafty type shops. There are restaurants and cafes. Battery Point is also home to the Renner Folk Museum, a beautiful old Georgian residence operated by the National Trust of Tasmania, which is open to the public. Back to the early days of Hobart, Hobart Town, as it was known then, was quite a famous whaling port. A majority of the whale boats that ply the Derwent today were constructed on the shores of this area. Later years, around the turn of last century, most early river steamers, bluegum clippers, barges and ketches are built here. They use such timbers as the famous Huon pine, Tasmanian bluegum of some description, lit up the spire.
Pretty views. The roses, yeah, on the house.
And the gold lane is
in front of the West Point or West Point Casino.
A place called the Female Factory Women's Prison, located in an area we know today as the Cascades. One across to the right, a telecommunications tower, and we can also see a square box-like structure in between. Concrete silos going to be off to our right. They're used for the storage of barley. The barley roasting plant is to behind. Cascade is one of the very few breweries within the country that roasts its own barley. The majority of breweries use the barley in an already processed pelletised form. The remains in the diagonal direction from the bus to our left, down over the rooftops, down into the valley, you should be able to see the remains of the old sandstone walls of the women's prison. There is not much left today, except to say that it once extended the full length of the street down below us, where the houses have since been built. Many one time it could accommodate between 800 and a lot lighter, and certainly a lot cheaper to transport. We'll have a great view looking up at West Hobart. Certainly a little bit of San Francisco on the south. We'll roll on down towards our next stop, which is the Village Cinema Complex.
McBurry Street.
We just made our way into Campbell Street. We'll travel near the end of Campbell Street.
Penitentiary Chapel.
Travel down from there in known as Hoppy. Hoppy was originally the site of the suburb of Glen.
The Student Rose Garden. University of Tasmania.
Over the rise this morning, we
village of Richmond, just about 15 miles from Hobart. We're here to have some lunch and explore a little bit the galleries and the shops. You can see behind me, it's very picturesque. Reminds us a little bit of England. Some charming architecture, beautiful hills in the background, gardens. Delightful way to spend the afternoon. So come along with us. Let's go. Maybe we can shop. The bridge in here, circa 1830. Saddler's Court. City Hall. We're looking at the village supermarket, built around 1836. At least the building was. Pretty little building here, unique. Also called Hedge Cottage. It's the Richmond Arms and the Wine Center. Should we go looking down the main street here of Richmond? This is Richmond Historical Congregational Church, built in 1873.
Oh, look at old-time portraits.
Oh yeah. Be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
We're here in the Richmond Arms having a little lunch, and we were surprised that you can get rum and coke on draft here. Nice little place. In the Richmond Arms. On our way to possibly Port Arthur. If we find anything along the way that's worth investigating, we're going to be stopping. Checking out this gorgeous scenery. Pretty little island there. We're driving along Convict Trail here. We're in Copping. We're along the road where the convicts had to walk to get from one place to the other. And the Convict Museum.